Good afternoon. Welcome to our series on Likutei Moharan, which has been going on for close to 5 years. And we're learning Torah by Torah, paragraph by paragraph, trying to get what the Rebbe is really trying to give us. And if it's a little or a lot, it doesn't matter because it's always a lot. It's always something that can change the way we see ourselves and the way we see the creation and the way we see the Creator. And when all of it becomes one, well, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. That's what living it is about. We're not just here to repeat words. We're here to live this reality. And going forward in Torah 105, we're at the first new paragraph after 5 classes on the first paragraph. That's a lot. V'hinei al derech mashal, that paragraph. We're going to get a mashal now to understand this idea that everybody needs mercy and ways of getting the mercy. So we learned from the whole previous section, to get mercy, we have to be attached to the Torah. To be attached to the Torah in a proper way, we have to do tshuva. When we do that, we create a vessel to draw down God's mercy. And then we can show the right people mercy and the wrong people we don't show mercy. And this idea that we just show mercy to everybody is actually a falsehood. And I think that a few terrorist organizations in the world have taken advantage of this Christian concept of just mercy for everybody. No, that's not a Torah idea. The Torah idea is v'ahavta l'recha kamocha. Learn a person as you would have him love you. Maybe there's some people out there in the world you don't want to love you. You want them far away, very far. So he gives us a mashal now. When there are two people that are known for mercy in the neighborhood, in the community, this idea that there is one person that can do a certain level of mercy, and then there's a person who is wealthier, for perhaps he can do more mercy, or a person who has less power over others. A normal working day person has less influence on a community, but if you're the mayor or the judge or the police chief, then you have a lot more ability to do mercy to people. So your circle of influence is greater. So there's one person who can only do a little bit of mercy. There's another person who, when he shows mercy, he causes a complete salvation. So you see, we're not just talking about one guy who has a bigger bank account than another. We're talking about a guy who has the connection to heaven to bring down so much mercy, it can affect everybody in the neighborhood. His sphere of spiritual influence is so great, it's much more complete as salvation than a person who writes you a check to help you pay your rent. Okay, therefore, the person that needs mercy, why not use the mercy of the first level of mercy? He'll only get a small salvation from that guy who writes you a check that gives you money for another month or whatever it is. And it's better that the first person that's showing mercy, he should connect to a greater mercy. In other words, let's say your local rabbi. He's a certain guy. He's a special guy. He's your rabbi. He knows Torah. He teaches. He learns. He does good deeds all day and night. But he's not a rebbe of 20,000 people, and he has caused miracles to happen, let's say. So why, the Rebbe asks, isn't it better that the first rabbi prays for the mercy of the higher level mercy? Now, in other words, imagine the humility. You go to a rabbi and you're looking for him to pray for you for whatever you need. You go to this rabbi, you ask him. He knows his limitation. He can't promise you in black and white that he's going to bring about a full salvation. But he knows a rabbi who has a track record, who everything he does turns to to success and health and wealth and prosperity on all levels. On your children, on the learning, on the everything that you do. So that first rabbi, he should have the mercy to say, you know what, I'm going to check in with the bigger rabbi. I'm going to pray to the bigger rabbi. I'm going to call him also, and I'm going to say, please pray for mercy for, Joe Chaim, because I only have a certain level of influence, where there are greater people that have greater influence. That's humility, by the way. And he's asking the other one, and he will ask for a greater Yeshua for you through him. So God, have mercy on me to have mercy on this person. That's what he's asking. That's also humble. See, and every time you're humble, you're creating an empty space to be filled by God's light. Remember that. Every place we get humbled, it's actually creating a place for God's light to appear. And so too, God is with his simple mercy. God's simple mercy is he can save you today, but his great mercy can save you forever. We want God to pray for his greater mercy to be revealed on the world. Do we understand? Are we grasping this? It's deep, and it's not the way we're used to thinking. That God himself needs to pray to access a higher mercy in himself. Outrageous, right? But it's only outrageous because our conception of God is small and we haven't been educated in these types of details of the way the heavens work. Torah, when a person learns Torah, that also arouses mercy. It's not necessarily the same as asking for mercy, but it is arousing mercy. Shehu adat, and that is, we simply define it as the first thing we need for anything is dat. Knowledge, perception, intelligence, the ability to use information successfully. It's not just knowing things. I've met people that know a lot, and they are not successful in life because they don't know how to use their knowledge successfully. Vatafila, and this prayer is for this das, for this mercy that is connected to das. Because remember, mercy is in the heart on the tree of life, and das is here in the center of your brain. The union of wisdom and understanding. So there's a direct channel between dat, knowledge, perception, using knowledge properly, with mercy. We need to have the two together. You can have knowledge. If you don't use it properly with mercy, then you could show mercy to the wrong people and cause cruelty. And on the other side, you could have mercy but not have dat. And you send your mercy to the wrong place as well. So these are two very important things. Zeu, now the Rebbe is going to take the pasuk from the Shira Shiri. Ozi, my boldness, God is saying through the King Solomon. Ve'ein oz ele Torah, and the rabbis comment on that ozi. What is God's oz? What's his real oz? His boldness? He walks around in the dark without a flashlight. Is that bold? It can be, But no, we're talking about God's boldness. Ein oz ele Torah. The real boldness is Torah. To step forward with a principled way of living, a belief system based on ancient and infinite teachings that go back hundreds of thousands of minds ago. Filtered from before Moses, from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, from Joseph, the prince of Egypt, all the way back to Adam. Adam, we were taught in the Midrash, learned from angels himself. Who was there to learn when you're the first guy? Who do you turn to? God sends you angels. The oz, the boldness, is to put out in the world a law that no one wants. No one wants to be told what to do, first of all. They just want you to do everything's right and I can do whatever I want. Sure. When we learn this Torah that we learned earlier, learn Torah at the level of tshuva shlema, Na'aseh Zimrat Yah, then we create the songs of God. Now, the first way you could read that translation, you create songs of God by learning Torah at this level, is, well, you learn Torah and it inspires your inspiration. You write a song to God. Beautiful. But another way is to understand it is that when you learn Torah this way, you inspire God to sing a song of God. Wouldn't that be cool? God is playing your cover. Something else. And that is God's prayer for his own mercy. And then certainly when God is already praying for me, he's going to answer his own prayer. And his upper mercy is going to come down on his lower mercy and remove the anger. And he's going to have mercy on you, and you're going to get a full Yeshua, complete salvation, not just a check in the mail, okay? We got to expand our ability to think that God is limitless. Our conception is limited, but he's limitless. And he wants us to access that limitlessness and not stay around in our little mindset of what we think success looks like. Doesn't mean we can't have, a humble way of living and a simple way of going through this world. But even while you're doing that, it doesn't mean you have to ride around in a limousine, but it certainly means you don't have to walk everywhere you go out the boiling sun. Here in the Middle East, it'll fry you good. It should be, Rabbi Nachman says that Torah scholars, true learners of Torah, it's re'ui for them to have wealth, because they're bringing down spiritual nourishment for the rest of the world. Now, do other people bring down nourishment for the rest of the world? Absolutely, every time they do a good deed. We're also you bring mercy in the world, you bring mercy on yourself and the rest of your family and the community as well. And the greater your influence, the greater your mercy. So don't sell yourself short on God. There's nothing short in heaven. Even if there's inflation here, the prices are still fair up there. God bless you all. We'll continue this awesome Torah. Hopefully tomorrow. Well, we got some real estate to cover still, but the end is in sight. Maybe another week or so. But amazing. Isn't it something to look forward to? This wisdom that one man revealed, put it in a book. It cost him a lot. It cost him a tremendous amount of suffering, so that we could perhaps have some light in the darkness of this exile, and eventually it will lead to the ultimate redemption of all our divine souls, coming out of hiding, coming out of exile. A wonderful world it will be. All the best.